Hi friends, welcome to Spring Boot series. So in this session, I'm going to explain how you need to create an employee object. In the previous session, I explained about how you need to write a controller class, right? So we created all the default classes for only the post create employee. We developed complete end to end. We done. Now try to see here. This is your employee API. Now one API we completed. The API is if you want to create employee object from your uh, client browser, from the browser or the postman, whatever you need. Okay. Now try to see here. Now this is my controller class. Now if you click the create employee, it will go for your service layer. When you click the save, it will go for your database, that means repository. Now all three layers is completed. One layer is pending. You need to configure MySQL related information, that means configuration is pending. Now in the previous video I explained about this, how you need to configure URL, username and password. Okay, two more properties you need to enable: Spring Data JPA. Okay, to make it Spring JPA properties, if you want to create that table dynamically, right? So you need to inform to your Spring Boot, hey, the, the table is already exist, just you go and validate. Okay, here just table is not available inside my database, go and create the new table. Whenever your application is started, you need to create a table. Okay, manually you can't go and delete, right? The application will take care to create the table in database. Okay, I have a two properties. Okay, I make just you can see here, these are two properties. Just I'm copying here and you are paste it here. Now try to see here. I'm using first properties. Okay, dialect you need to use in Hibernate. If you have an idea on the Hibernate, okay, based on which database you are using, it is related to the platform dependent. Right now, if you are using MySQL dialect. If you are using the Oracle dialect, Postgres, depend on the database, you need to choose your dialect related information. Then only Hibernate will create a database for you. Okay, at the runtime area. Yeah. One more, see here. Now if you see here, there is a JPA properties, JPA dot Hibernate DDL. See, if you make it as a JPA, we have a lot of properties here. I'm using DDL hyphen auto. Here if you use the control spacebar, you can see five options we are able to. Now it will be create, just it will be whenever your application is starting, every time table will be create. Now create hyphen drop, while your application is starting, it will create a table. If you shut down, table will be a drop state. None means it won't happen anything. Okay, update operation means if your employee table is available in your database, it will just update your table if any new modifications is happen. If not available, it will be create. Whereas the validate, it will check. In the production we will use mostly in the validate function. In the development environment we will use the update command. Okay, these two properties you need to enable. Now we'll check our database is available or not. Now try to see guys. Now here we use I want to use my different DB. What I can do, you can say Java Express underscore employee. Okay, underscore dev. This is my database schema. Now I want to create this schema on my MySQL workbench. Now how I can do that? Now you go and check your workbench portal. Okay, now try to see here. Okay, now here you can choose your database connection here. Okay, go here, you can create your own schema. Okay, now try to here, there is a administration schema. Choose your schema here. Here you can create a new schema. Here you can provide your database name. This is your schema name. Okay, now click apply and apply here. Now close. Now let me refresh it here. Where is our DB? Java Express, right? If you see here inside right now, there is no tables itself. Now we will go and will run our application now. Now this operation is completed. Now you created your, this is the schema. Okay, now we'll run our application. How you can run the application means, go for your main method here. Okay, just right click, run as Java application. Now try to see guys. Now it is running on which port number? Now you are trying to see, it is saying some exception. There is saying a schema validation table. Now it is saying some exception to you. Now try to see, we'll debug the issue. Now what it is saying, mapping context area. First we'll see your properties, anything we missed here. No. Why? Because validate, we are using the validate, right? Means validate, if you use, okay, in your database, if table is already available, it is checking. Now instead of validate, I want to use update command. Now try to see, I'm using the update. I change my syntax. Again I'm starting my application. Now try to see here, run as, okay, not here, from your Spring Boot application you want to run, right? Now right click, run as Java application. Now try to see, your application is up here. Spring application is started in 3 seconds. Okay, now initialized JPA entity manager factory for persistent unit default, like a inbuilt classes, it will take care by the Spring Boot itself. So this is the dialect it is using, MySQL 7 dialect. Here it is running on 8080 port number. Okay, now your application is started. Now just you go and check in your workbench here. Okay, now here what you can do, right click, there is a refresh. If you refresh here, if you try to see, there is a employee table. Now if you refresh here, see ID, email address, first name, last name, passport number. This table I didn't create it, just you ran your application. Hibernate Spring Data JPA will take care to create your table inside your MySQL database. Okay, I hope you guys are clear about this concept. Okay, now try to see, now we'll test our application. Okay, now just let me know how I can prepare my URL. Okay, now try to see, http colon slash slash, it is running on port number. Which port number it is running, guys? 8080 port number, 8080 slash. Okay, now which URL? Now you need to provide, this is your parent context path, and here one more you can use, employees. Now this is the URL you need to use. Let me use copy. See, whenever I saving my application, it is restarted automatically. Okay, now let me copy here. Okay, uh, now try to see guys. Now let me, okay, now you want to test your application, you need to install a Postman collection. Okay, now try to see here in the Google, just go and type your Postman download. This is the tool you want to test your APIs. Click on the Postman. Okay, just based on your platform you can download, just install. Okay, you don't need to worry anything, just open your Postman. Okay, now already I have some APIs. Now what you need to do, it will be empty for you. This is the first step. Click on this plus icon here. Okay, just paste your URL itself. Now you are using which request? Post request. See, now I am using the post request. Now you want to provide your employee related information. How you can provide employee information? Or go for your employee object. Okay, how many fields I want to provide? First name, last name, email ID, passport number, right? Let me click here, click on the body. Okay, inside the body, click on the raw, and here you can choose your JSON data. I want to give my input by default as a JSON data. Now try to see here, what are the things I can define here. First I want to provide my first name. Now try to see, let me make it as first name as a Java. Okay, and what you want to provide next, I want to give as a last name here. Let me give as a Java Express. And next, still what you want to provide, I want to provide my email ID. Now email ID, you can say Java Express channel @gmail.com. Now let me give another one, passport number. it is like a unique for the user, right? Now assume that I'm giving some passport number, as you can 1 2 3 4 5, just I'm giving some number. Okay, now click send option. Now if you send here, see the status will be 200. Okay, 200 okay means the record is created inside your database. Go and check inside your database, guys. Now you can say workbench. Now here just here go, and this is your table, right? Now refresh all. This is your employee object. There is a table icon. Either you can write your select query also. This is the execution where you can execute your logic. Now see here, one Java Express channel, Java Express 1 2 3 4 5. This is the way you need to create your post request. This is the first API we develop. Now we need to develop remaining APIs. Before going to that, I want to explain few more things. Now try to see. Uh, Now we given some validation. Okay, how you need to validate your object. Now try to see. I'm providing single character. When I click send option, see here timestamp status as 400, error is bad request. If you make it down here, see you can see here uh, first name should have at least 2 characters. This is the message I given inside your model object. Now we'll go and verify your model object here. See, first name should have at least 2 characters. Now try to see. Now here let me give express I given. Okay, now this time I'm giving all my invalid details. Now I'll click send option. It's a bad request. Bad request means client side issue. 400 bad request means client side problem. You are giving some wrong input values. Now try to, if it's 500 series server side problem, 400 series means client side issue. Now try to see here. Um, this is giving passport number. Okay, you are getting passport should have at least 5 characters, and see first name should have at least 2 characters, last name should have 2 characters, and email id, it should must be a well formed email address. This is a negative way of, I mean, wrong input values. Future will add for this APIs for exception handling. Okay, in the real time, if you provide in this way, the user will be a scared, right? So instead of doing, we'll give a proper error message you need to provide. Some you can provide timestamp error code message, that is, you don't need to provide this a trace message also. Okay, I hope you guys are clear how you need to develop a new API. Now try to do about to fetch employee details. Try to develop get mapping. Okay, now get mapping will develop in the next session. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel and leave your comments. Thank you guys, we'll see you in the next tutorial.